You have several great clients that are purchasing from you. However, you also know they're buying from your competitor. Now, you know you offer a better product or service. What's the reason your clients aren't giving you all of their business? Well, there's a few reasons I've observed in my years of coaching and training salespeople. Number one, you're not asking. And if you are, it's kind of pitiful. It might be something like, you wouldn't consider switching. So here's the one thing I'd ask you to do. Examine your self-talk. Because a lot of times we can say things to ourselves often enough that it becomes the truth. And some of that self-talk might be, well, they've been doing business with Bob for 10 years. They surely wouldn't consider working with me. Or, yeah, we do offer a better product or service, but it's a little higher. No, they don't want to spend any more money. Examine your self-talk. And here's what I suggest. At least sit down with your client and ask for the opportunity. Give them a chance to say no or yes. Number two, pre-call planning. This is where you need to use the emotional intelligence skill of delayed gratification. Put in the work to get the reward. Often I see salespeople sitting down with their clients to talk about more lines of business. And the customer really isn't compelled to move the business because, frankly, they haven't heard a reason. When you have salespeople that are doing the pre-call planning, they have designed value propositions based on the research they've done on the competitor. They know the gaps in their products or services, and so they've got value propositions, questions designed to open up those gaps and show how they can provide better value and return on investment. And of course, the last one is the emotional intelligence skill, empathy. Put on the empathy hat and step into your customer's shoes. And let's face it, change is hard. So even if the existing vendor is kind of doing an average job, people have something called relationships. And sometimes they hate to move their business because of that. Or they fear change because they know what this looks like, but they don't know what the unknown looks like. So the empathetic salesperson puts on that hat, and when they sit down with the customer, they make sure they talk about things like, hey Bob, I know when we're talking about these new lines of business, probably some things we need to talk about are your existing relationships and or the perceived hassle of change. Let's make sure we put that on the agenda today. So, are you an account manager or are you kind of someone that's got accounts being stagnant? I'd ask you to do three things. Ask, pre-call plan, and put on your empathy hat. You will grow existing business with the best type of business, your existing clients. Thanks for joining me. I'm Colleen Stanley, President of Sales Leadership.